So, I mean, it's the previous week because it's good weather and the garden is actually doing stuff. So, I decided to make another vlog the same weekend to post to the next weekend. I know, it's not exactly on time, but if the garden is looking good, then so be it. So, as you can tell, things are still chugging along. I just went through and picked a pocket full, right? Because half of the time you forget your basket and you just shove your pockets, or you fill up your shirt and you hold up the end of your shirt like a kangaroo pouch. So I just picked a big pocket full of mostly pear tomatoes, a couple of cherries. I think the zebra striped ones, I really don't know how to tell when they're ready because I think they're green on green striped, at least they were last year. This year some of them look a little yellow. Maybe I was picking them early last year, I don't know. So I just picked a pocket full of those. I got an okra too because the okra are still growing. Let's take a quick walk around. So I'll flip the camera. I guess I'm gonna have to use my at least I can paste together videos now, video skills, and we'll look at stuff. And also I have a butterfly that lives in here now, I think. A nice bigger orange one, not just a skipper. I think it lives on my marigolds or something. Maybe it lives on one of the trees. So let's take a peek. There he is. Sorry about the plane, but you know, I exist in civilization. I like the multicolored marigold. I think it calls itself like double marigold or something. I got it from Baker's Creek. I like that it's all different colors. Sorry about my shadow. I guess I'm in the wrong place for where the sunshine is. So that isn't the one that I keep seeing. There's a different one that I keep seeing that's a little bit more orange, but this one's still pretty good. Like, I'm excited. I have all sorts of interesting critters in my garden. And I mean, that's what I'm going for by having all of the flowers in here and the ones in the rest of the yard. He is so nice. Oh, and there's another one. I guess they like marigolds. Maybe I'll stop the video and take a couple still pictures too. Okay, hopefully my still pictures will work out. Here's the butterfly a little bit more. This marigold bush, let me tell you, it's taking over, like, the edge of the bed is here. It's taking over half of the pathway, and I'm okay with it because who doesn't want to attract more pollinators? But still, like, opening the door to the garden is interesting. I actually like it spilling over like this. Anyway, so I went through and cut the top off all of the chives. Let me get my shadow out of the way. Cut the top off all of the chives maybe a week ago to dry out. Maybe it's been 2 weeks now because my back's been hurting, so I've been on lots of painkillers for that, so the time kind of slipped away from me. So the chives are growing back, which is good. The one good looking pepper for this year that won't set fruit, I don't know why it takes until, what is it, October for my peppers to get going, and by that point it's gonna freeze in a month. So I did plant those pepper seeds inside, so we'll see how they do. This is a volunteer from last year. It's those stripy tomatoes. Okay, so this is pretty hard. It's definitely not ripe yet, but I don't know how to tell when they're ripe. So these rhubarb are like okay looking, right? But then the one that's on the end over here, let's go look at this guy. Look at how thick these stalks are, like in comparison to my thumb. That is a proper rhubarb. So this is definitely gonna have a second harvest come end of season, right before our frost. I'm gonna go through and pick it, and maybe then I'll finally make just a plain old rhubarb pie, because strawberry production is a little bit slower now, and that's okay. I get 1 to 2 every once in a while. I think you can see my sandwich on that chair. I was gonna eat, but it looked so nice out here that I figured I'd film again. So strawberry production is down, but I hear that just plain old rhubarb pies are nice. Maybe I should show you the strawberries that I planted. This is one of those new ones, the Mara de Bois. And then, oops, I have a problem. I ordered some saffron crocuses, so not only did I get safflower seeds to put out in the flower blobs, but I also got some saffron crocuses, and I figure I'll put it in some of these big pots that are gonna have berry bushes next year, so I don't know if I'm actually going to get sweet potatoes out of this or not, but it's the perfect setup for putting another berry bush in and then putting saffron crocuses around it. So I would kind of double or triple plant with the bushes that already have strawberries in them. But the strawberries, I mean, look over there, they get so big that I think they would completely shade out those saffron crocuses, because crocus leaves aren't tall, saffron flowers aren't tall. So I don't know if they'd make it. What else do I want to show you while I'm out here? So you can tell there's lots of creeping Charlian grass all over the place. I hope it really didn't get too badly in my beds, but I will be digging it over with compost at the end of the season. I am putting some of that black landscape fabric over there like I did over here for this year, just to kill it back a little bit. So maybe from now on I'm going to have a rotation, a couple quadrants of the garden with the landscape fabric, so to keep the weeds on the edge down. So these guys, I don't know if I showed them to you, and they're springing up everywhere. These green guys. This one has a tendril. I think it really is this maypop over here escaping, because I tried to lift the pot and it won't come up. I think there's a taproot under there, and I don't know if they spread like raspberries that they just start popping up everywhere, but I am convinced this is more maypops. So I'm going to move these guys at the end of the season when it freezes, because they're perennials. I'm going to move them to the edge of the bed. I just put some seeds from one of the maypops over here. If it's another hot year next year, I might actually get ripe fruit. And I think I've had a couple spring up over here too. You see that? So I might have a maypop problem soon, but I think it's okay for the time being, and I'll just, you know, rip out a couple at the beginning of the season if it doesn't work out. So this is the tomato that I think might be ripe-ish. It's not a hard rock, so maybe it's, you know what, I'm gonna pick it. We're gonna pick it and see how it goes, because there's more. If I need to experiment with what ripeness is, and also carrot seed heads just sprinkled around here because my back hurt and I couldn't do anything else. Now I have little carrot seedlings absolutely everywhere. So I was gonna dig this bed over and put compost in, but now I'd be digging up all of these carrots. So I don't know, because I don't know if they're gonna get big enough by the time the world frosts to eat them, so they'll be overwintered carrots, and I don't know if overwintered carrots are good or not. I guess I should look that up. Anyway, more gigantic strawberry plants. So there's all sorts of creeping Charlian grass over here too. The pumpkins are escaping everywhere still. I didn't get any of the purple ones, so I actually ordered some purple Jarndale pumpkin seeds to grow for next year. So I'm definitely going to be growing the Georgia Candy Roaster winter squash, and then the Cinderella pumpkins, the red one, Rouge on top or something. Because they're pretty, and apparently the French make soup out of them, so I want to taste them. And I was gonna grow, I think, oh, what are they called? They're pumpkins that have no hull on the seeds, so they're a little bit easier to eat. I've roasted them with the hull on before, and it's a little bit more tough. Lady Godiva, that's what it is, because they're naked, right? So it's Lady Godiva pumpkins. So I'm growing those next year. Oh man, I didn't even notice this. I think this is another one of those maypops. So maybe I never have to plant them again. So I'm finally getting some gourds. Here's my hand for comparison. I was supposed to have giant African drum gourds. Maybe that's one of them, because I also got birdhouse gourds from one of the neighbors. And I think this is some of them. So the gourds didn't really work out that well, but I mean, okay, I'm still getting food. Here's that nice big loofah gourd. I thought I had another one set over here, but maybe not. And I definitely have a nice one over here. So hopefully some of the pollen that I took from this passion fruit, the South American Carulla, set with some of the seeds that I planted in the pot of the, I think it's Passiflora incarnata, which is the North American one, so hopefully I get some interesting hybrids like blue and purple frills. What else? These succotash beans are almost done. I will pull them out. The tomatoes on here are kind of scraggly, right? The like plum type red ones, they're kind of scraggly, so I think I'm gonna pull this trellis out and put a little compost in the row where it is, and then put those broad beans that are going really well on it soon, to get a nice winter crop. Ooh, I should pull this guy out. Some sort of weed that got away from me. This thing is all over the place this year, and I think it's because of me. Okay, this vlog is probably long enough. Ooh, look, another dandelion. Oh, also I ordered white dandelion seeds, so I'm gonna have the pink ones, the yellow ones, and the white ones. Anyway, this is long enough, and see you guys the week after next. Okay, bye.